Hello, my name's Lord. I'm Lord Pendragon. Pendragon, Lord, whatever you want to call me. Welcome to what I hope to be a very helpful video for people like me. I'm gonna try my best to put into video format a very roundabout way to bring your original character to life. As you can probably tell from the background, we're starting with Vroid. If you don't know what that is, that's totally fine. I didn't until I used it. It's one of the, probably the best. It's one of the many programs out there that VTubers use. You know, your little animated avatar that can just sits and mimics or mirrors your movements. I would name a few, because you probably know that. You probably know what I'm talking about at this point. I mean, it's 2023. We should all know what a VTuber is. It's a pretty good program. Like, you don't need any form of modeling knowledge. Like, you don't need to know how to use Blender going into this. You can come into this program completely blind. As you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 7, technically 8 models. 6, technically 7. Right now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, 8 models. 6 of which are basically different versions of the same character. For my own sanity. Because I don't know how to make body groups in Blender yet. Someday. Not today, though. So, Salem and Alexu. All their models already over in the end program that we're going to be ending on. Title, thumbnail, whatever, probably already has this all set up. You probably already know where we're taking this. We're going to take Duncan here from Vroid and send him to the source engine. We're going to send him to source film. We're going to send him to source filmmaker. It's kind of like sending him to Brazil, but not as funny. Well, when that meme was actually funny. So, pretty straightforward until you get to Blender. You do need Blender. You could possibly use CAD, but I have no experience with that. So, no. But here's Duncan. He's a very simple model. Yeah. Some of the texture, namely his skin and eyes. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Just making sure the textures were how they're supposed to be. I can, give them all that business. If you want to learn how to use Vroid, there are like a million other videos out there that can probably teach you. I didn't watch any of them. I taught myself most of this. And this program is pretty consistently updated. Surprisingly. It is open source. A good example would be Booth. Or Booth. Sorry if my audio is a little jumpy. I'm setting up a new computer. The old one died. Oh well. Anyway. Speaking of which, yeah. I'll go into more detail on this program specifically if people want it. This is just a simple, straightforward video to show you how to bring your characters to life in Source Filmmaker without ever having drawn the character first. Like Duncan here, I have never had a physical quotation marks, version of this character, despite being one of the most important characters to my story that I'm writing, or stories. That's a story for another time. Maybe I'll do a author's read or something like that. What I do recommend, outside of learning the program, go to body and make sure you know exactly how tall your character is. This will come in handy. This will come in handy for scaling later. I'm not joking. You are going to want to know your character's exact height. I'm leaving it at this for the default. That's kind of what Duncan's height is. Canonically, I usually have him be the average height of all males, which is about 6 foot. Well, all teenage males. But yeah, this right here is your most important thing. Once we get the Blender, we're gonna go through technically two other programs. But the first thing you want to do is set up a folder. Not just any folder. You want the folder you will go into. I already have one set up for him. Sort of. I'll get to that once I get there. Because, man, this is going to be a long video. I apologize for that. But make sure you have a folder for him, for your character. Named and everything. It will be a death sentence for your brain and your hands if you don't. Make sure you have this set up on your desktop somewhere where you'll remember it. Because you're going to be using that folder a lot. Now, the big thing. Export as a VRM. That's it. That's all you need to do once your character is made. Again, other videos on YouTube, I might make one myself on this program. But learn this program first, and then come back to that. Come back to this video. Who knows? Maybe I'll upload before another 2 months passes. Oh well. Mixed content, anyway, on this channel. Now, when you export, regardless of your computer, it will take a little bit. It'll take a little bit. Now we're getting to the fun stuff. I say Duncan's a simple model And he is. Like, by the highest stretches of imagination, he is the simplest model you will ever see. He has about, what is that? 33,000 polygons, 15 textures, and about 102 bones. We don't need any more than that. But you can change it if you need to. You can shrink the materials. You can, set how many you want. You can adjust the polygons. I don't really mess with this. The models come out pretty good. There's some stuff you might want to fix in Blender once you get there. But right now, I wouldn't touch anything. Especially the hair. Trust me. It is a pain in the ass if you have too many hair bones. So, you have your model. You're at the screen. Export. Yes, this is mandatory. This format I haven't found to be important. It doesn't affect anything, at least that I'm aware of. If someone else who uses this style of creating and importing models, let me know if this does anything for the end result. So I might go back and redo everything if it does. Well, only if it's positive. Otherwise, don't touch. Title, name the character. Just give the character a name. Just gonna say Duncan. That's what he is. End Dragon. This is just for if you make the model public on the aforementioned booth or for download somewhere. Just the stuff in the main file for if you want to use this for YouTubing. I don't. So everything outside of that, don't need. Literally, you don't need to do anything else. Only these two red things. Everything else can be ignored. You're going, again, to want a folder. A dedicated folder for your character. And everything we're going to do to it. We're going to be editing textures. We're going to be editing the model. We're going to be sitting here for 7 hours, waiting for the model to export. We're doing all the fun stuff. We're doing all the fun, basic stuff. So, export. Now, you probably can't see it. But go to your folder and export it to that folder. Nowhere else. To that folder. I'll show you mine, how I have mine laid out. Once I get there. Once I have the exported model. So give me a minute, and I'll be right back. Alright. Sorry about that. Alright. So, here's my desktop. It's a mess, I know. I do a lot of crap. I play a lot of games. Let me empty this real fast. That was a previous attempt. Okay. So here's my folder. Here's how I have it set up. And a little bit of a tease for how we're going to do this. This next part, super easy. I will leave a link in the description for all the programs involved. Vroid, Source, Blender. And the next program we're going to use is turn our VRM into a PMX. Why a PMX? Well, it's easier to edit. It's easier to edit, at least for me. Plus, Blender, again, is kind of our last resort. It's our kind of our final stop on our destination, on our program hopping. I'm going to say this one more time. Have a dedicated folder just like this. I do not care how observant, and how well you remember where you put crap. You're gonna want a folder. It is so helpful. So, I'm gonna go over up here. Technically, I can go back, but I kind of want you to get an idea of how this works. I'm gonna open this, and a lot of crap. Don't worry about this. We just want this. DRM to PMX. This is a dedicated program. Open source, from what I understand. That literally does what it says. It turns your PMX, or your DRM, into a PMX. Nothing else. Now, you don't need to read Japanese. Just follow what I do. Click. Oops. Wrong button. Click. Find your folder. Okay, yeah. One more time. Click the left one on the top. Find your folder. You want Duncan. Open. And then this is your convert button. Just click. And you're gonna see that we have a little bit of a option here. I already have this set up. So make a folder for your PMX. Trust me, you're gonna want a separate folder. If you have no idea what MMD is, or how the model file works, you're gonna find out right now. Save. And click. Now this is gonna take a bit. Or not. Kinda depends on the model and how many textures and modes you have. But it'll go through. Keep tabs on these names. You're gonna want these names of these texture files. But we'll get to that when we go to Blender. And it's done. Just like that. Now, again, why its own folder? Why are we putting the PMX in its own folder? For those of you who aren't familiar with MMD and how its models work. Well, you get these. See, there's our PMX. There's our PMX. How do I put this? PMX files have a shit ton of stuff added to them with that program we just used. The only file I know for a fact that you need is the text. This is your textures and your thumbnail. Just in case you forgot the freaking what character this was from the textures. I can, because green top, green eyes, and brown skin, and brown everything else. Or olive. I haven't really decided what color his skin is. I just kind of made a closest I could. But while we're here, you see these different eye textures? Get rid of those. We don't need those. Whoops. Sorry. Delete. Get rid of those. You don't need them. Again. These eye textures. Right here. Don't need them. No reason to have these. Unless you are familiar with Blender. Or the PMX editor. for Make Miko Dance. Speaking of which, while I have your attention, we're gonna hop over to that program. Just to give you a quick little why, gonna have a brief view of, or actually, where the hell did I put it? Oh, there it is. Okay. So Miko Dance. You probably have seen this program, just not the program itself. You've probably seen the results of it, and basically, it just acts like your basic modeling program. Find your model, find your PMX file, open it up. There you go. If this is all you need, there you go. I would not recommend this program for more expressive or detailed posters or animations. That's what Blender and Source are for. So we're gonna close out of this. Yeah, I don't need to save it. The reason I like the PMX file, not only because you have all your textures right there to get it, but also the PMX editor. This program, a little laggy, especially if you have the 64 one, is your model editor. This is where you actually edit the PMX file, hence the name. I'm using the most recent English version. Now, again, I'll go over that stuff in their own videos if people want my take on it. You can really just go watch any video on any of these programs, and you'll probably get a better explanation than what I'm giving. Alright, so, the guy Duncan, he's converted to MMD. We have him here. We have his part here. Now we use Blender. Now we get the Blender. Blender is a fun program, sort of. You do want to use the version 2.79, as well as CATS tools, Blender tools, and source tools for Blender. Again, if I remember, I'll try to link the exact links in the description. But if there aren't links down there, it's not that hard to just look up. It might take you a bit of trial and error, especially with the MMD one, because you do need one for MMD 2. But they're all third party, open source, just like the program is add-ons that just make the process easy. Now, you see this? You see these little buttons right here? Yeah, get rid of those. We don't want any of these. No camera, no cube, no light. And that's because of how we're going to port this in. Go to Import Model. Give me a second. Gotta catch my breath. Go to the file. Hold on. I'm lost. Okay. Go to where you keep your file. Go to where you put your PMX. And grab it. Actually, wait. Hold on. Something's not right. Important. No, that's not what I want. Oh, hold on. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Don't press this. Don't press this one. No touchy. Press this. The little 3 bars. Go to MMD. Pick your file. Scale 1. Remove doubles. Rename Internal Dictionary. Trust me, you're gonna want that. Left and right. Everything else, don't touch. Import. Give it a minute. There we go. Now you're gonna see a little bit of a problem. He doesn't look quite right. He's missing some things. And that's kind of what we want. Now, I can go to the textures. And he looks fine. Simple textures. But we want to separate. We want to go to model option. We want to go over to our left. Model options. Separate material. It's going to take a little bit. The more complex the VRM model, the longer it'll take. Or, well, the more complex the MMD model, the longer it'll take. Trust me, my main guy, my main avatar, dude, you know, red and blue eyes, thing that you probably see as my channel icon. Yeah, he took a while. Especially some extra stuff. So now, he's done, right? We're done? You know, textures, we just export it now? No. We're nowhere near close. We still got quite a bit to do. Now, technically, you can stop here. Sort of. You might want to press this button. Just let it do its job. Which is what we'll do next. But technically, you're done. If you use Blender. If Blender is your go-to, we're done. I'll let you take it from here. Thanks for coming. Hope this video isn't as long as I thought it was going to be. If you like this, subscribe, like, comment, tell me how much of a jittery, stuttery, unable to understand jack that I am. I'll see you later. The rest of you who want to go all the way, thanks for staying around. Fix the model. This is the part that takes the longest. Sort of. I'll get to that. Yeah, sorry, I'm just making sure I'm still recording. Now, why are we waiting for this? Why? Like it? Well, I think it just answered my theoretical question. He looks a lot nicer now, doesn't he? A lot more streamlined. Yes, every model, for some reason, has breastbones. Yes, you can give female characters, if you have that much skill, just jiggle physics. Do with that information what you will. The rest of you, get your minds out of the gutter. Let's go on. Time for the fun part. The part that takes 20 years. This is why you need to make a dedicated folder. We're gonna go over the QC file. And a little something that you may be familiar with. Now, everything looks done. I'll give you that. And yeah, but no. We need some textures. Now, you'll notice that right out of the gate, we have, well, we have some stuff, I'm gonna say. Now, these ones that are like, 001 underscore shoe, and then some Japanese character. Get rid of those. We don't need those. They're copy textures. Not every model is going to have these, but most of them. Now, as you'll see, we got quite a few 00 underscore I. Get rid of these two. These are those I textures we deleted earlier. Do not get rid of your main one. Trust me. And because this saves me more often than not, this one right here, you can scroll down. It'll tell you what texture it is. This is the blush texture for Miku Miku Dance. It's a default. Default gives that to models. Don't know why. Get rid of that too. You don't need that. Now, we've got a pretty complete character, texture-wise. These ones have Japanese characters. Rename these. Trust me. You're gonna want to rename them. Whoops. I wish I was kidding. So, it is pretty simple. You just gotta double click. Personally, I would just do that. Just put a number behind it instead of the Japanese characters. Because whatever the texture was named originally, or what it's named currently in the file, in the folder for Miku Miku Dance, doesn't matter. I just want you to keep track of those names from the start, so you have an idea what to look for here in Blender. But like I said, we do have one more thing that we need to do. Set this to 0.5. It just helps for later. DMX, trust me. Trust me. And now, before we do anything else, now we do the fun part. And we create a QC file. Sort of. We also need to go into... Great. We also need to make one more folder. So give me 1 minute to go there, and I'll show you what you need to do. All right. Here we are in the source filmmaker user mod. Yes, this is the point where you need source filmmaker. Again, if you're still here and you only needed Blender, you can go away. You can leave and use your time more efficiently. Again, the rest of you, like me, you prefer source. Here we go. Okay, go to your user mod. Trust me, it needs to go to user mod. Materials. Ignore all this. Models. Create your own folder with your name or whatever, like I do right here. Pendragon. Open it up. Here you go. This is where your textures are going to go. So new folder Duncan. There we go. And we're done. Sort of. Go back to user mode. Go back to user mode. Go to models. Create your folder again. Exactly like you did for materials. And do the same thing. There we go. Now, you couldn't figure it out. This is where our textures, and models are going to go. It's not the prettiest thing in the world. But trust me, this folder is mandatory for having source. Now, let's hop back over to our QC file. Separate folder. Just makes it easier. Open it up. And this is what you need to put for you. Effectively, you want your name, the name of the model, or your name, the model's name, and then the model's name. .mdl. And then again, your models, this, materials, models, your name, your model's name. DMX, name it after your model. The same thing here. Save, and don't touch. We're done here. That's it. I'll leave this up. You can pause and copy this into your own texture file and go with that. All right? But we need to move on. Now, those textures that are sitting here in Blender, we need to convert those as well. Whoops, wrong one. So you need VTF edit. This is, or VTF files, your texture files for source. And this is where having all of your folders open, where everything is, just helps. A bit of a mess, I know, but deal with it for now. And I'll probably fast forward through this part. Sort of. Maybe. But effectively, you want to go. You want to scroll down. Scroll down here in Blender. And find the texture. The texture. Not the sphere texture. The texture. Go to this. Import. find your texture. So for our first texture, for our 0, 1 underscore shoes underscore 1, we need to find underscore 16.png. Very straightforward. And there it is. Right there. Open. Ignore all this. And there you go. Just scroll down a little bit just to make sure. Now we export. Now we export as a. Oh wait, nope. Hold that. Oh wait, no. Save as. Don't export. Save as. VTF. And now you're gonna have to navigate all the way to that texture file, to that texture folder. All right. Now we take the name that we have here, whatever you put it as. We save it here. And there we go. Simple as that. I'll go ahead and just fast forward. Just do this myself. Finish this up. It takes a bit. And I'll come back. All right. So you got all your textures ready to go. Next, we're going to create VMT files. This part, pretty straightforward. Stay in BTF edit, go to tools, create VMT. You'll start here, go to options, choose vertex. Choose that one. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. That. And that. There you go. Don't touch. Now, go through each of these. Just like this, just by pressing this, selecting the texture. Great. And it should automatically bring you here. Your user mod file. And then just do this. Nice and quickly. For each one. And it shouldn't change on you. Just don't forget to keep track of what you're doing. Granted, the program will probably scream at you. In case you screw up. Or are about to screw up. There you go. Now you should be done with BTF. Edit. Now, I would highly recommend renaming this. Actually, you need to rename this right here, because this is the DMX. Okay. Then, actually, next, we actually want to go to Tools, Scale, double click it, and I've found that 3.5. Oops. You want to select the whole thing. Scale. 3.5. Now, select this. Go to Scene in your little bar here. Go to Export Path in the Source section. Probably have to scroll down. Close some of these up. Source Engine, Export. Oops. Select the destination. Converts. Duncan. And put it where your QC file is. Sweet. And now, you should have 119 bones, give or take. And it should be character name.dmx. You need that to be the exact same as you have it set for the QC file. Export. This will take a bit. Alright. This is, don't worry about it. Don't worry about the error. Save. Save this file. Trust me. You will eventually have to come back. You will eventually have to come back and edit. Especially if you get better at Blender. But we should be done now with this. Keep it open for now. You never know. Now is the final step. The last tool, GUI Studio. Again, if I remember, this will be linked in the description. Ignore this if that comes up for you. You'll have to set this up first. Pretty straightforward. I'm not going to go over that because I kind of forgot. Go to File. Once you have this set up and it's ready to go, and you fixed all the errors that you're getting, File, Load QC, find your file with the QC file. There. Now, looking at this is how yours should look. Again, you'll have to set it up. Shouldn't be too hard. Plenty of tutorials. When everything is set and done, and you're ready to go, compile. This might take a second. We're done. For now. Keep this open. I know. Lots of programs. A lot of folders. Now, if you have Source installed, and you've gone through all this process, open this up. Open Source. And get ready for nonsense. Trust me, something will be broken. And it's a case by case basis, depending on the model. I already have a scene set up with lights and everything. So I'm just going to open that up. Again, your model will most definitely be broken in some way. It will possibly be a texture problem because you didn't do a texture correctly, or it changed on you while you're doing all the texture changes. Ugh, those getting dry. All right, so I'm just gonna disable this. Let's that. Okay. All right. So I have this ready to go. Zoom out a little bit, basic video program. Get ready for nonsense. Okay. There he is. You can't see him, but he's there. All right. All right. Well, textures work, but we're missing something. He doesn't have eye bones. I told you, something would be broken. This is why we left Blender open. So delete, reset this as you need it. Yeah. You need to go into the armature, go through all of his bones, spine, chest, upper chest, neck, head, there. The only change that I have found that's required is putting BIP underscore in front of it. That's it. Now, I'll skip over this again because it's just repeat of what I've already done. So this, export, Duncan. All right, minimize that. Open this up, file, load QC, load the QC file, compile again. All right, go back to source, model, rescan, open, and now Well, now. Hold on. Okay. Okay, you might need to close source and then reopen it just to reload all the files. So, give me a minute. Or, well, give the program a minute. Okay. Now we should be able. There we go. Alright. Yep. Okay. So, once you fix the eyes, if you have to go back and fix it, like I did, just add BIP. Add BIP to the front. BIP underscore. And you'll be able to pose them. See? Oh, and this mysterious gray ring around his eyes, that is the shoe texture, I believe. All of my models have it. I've tried fixing it, but it causes more problems than solutions. So, those of you more savvy with Blender, or Miku Miku Dance, can probably fix this yourself if it bothers you. I personally think it adds to the model. But yeah, there you go. And these are fully poseable. Like, phones are a little wonky. I'll give you that. That's up for you to go into Blender here and rename everything. But once you're done, there you go. You got your character. Your original character is set to go. And yeah, you got flexes for days. Well, when you figure out which ones work. But thanks for sticking around. I know I probably blow your eardrums out once in a while. Again, getting reset up with a new computer. So it'll take a bit. But thanks for sticking around and learning how to bring your characters to life. And who knows? Maybe I'll go into more depth with these programs, as much as I know. And who knows? Maybe this might be my thing. I might be the new source guy here on YouTube. At least when it comes to original characters. But for now, this was Lord Pendragon. My buddy Duncan here is ready to go. I thank you for joining me on the process. Let's just hope that this is as useful to you as it is to me.